Welcome to another episode of Can Do Conversations. I am Cheryl Williams.
I'm CJ Williams. Thank you for being here.
We are happy to have you guys here for another episode.
Yes.
And do you know that we are in the last quarter of the year?
It went by like...
I think we say this every year. It's like, okay,
Yes.
The holidays are upon us. And that's what we're going to talk about today is why are you putting off what it is that you want? Why are you saying next year, I'll take care of it later.
Right.
Oh, after
Push
this,
it off.
after that. And so that
So
is
you
what
don't have to do it.
that is what today's conversation is about. So we all know we have 12 weeks left in this year. When this episode comes out, that's how many weeks we have left, right?
Like,
And 12
Wow.
weeks are going to come and go, just like the last 9 months, right?
Yep.
Have come and gone. And everyone at the beginning of a year is gung-ho
Let's go.
on getting things done. And I want you to evaluate right now.
Yeah.
Where are you on those things that you said you were going to do?
yep, and list them out. Write them down.
How many things
Did you say you're going to do that you didn't do?
at the end of last year, going into the new year, did you say, oh, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do that.
Or am I going to lose this?
Or you said all these things, and how long did you stay on track to get those done? Or how long were you before you just reverted backwards?
Right.
And so going forward, as we go into this holiday season, right? We've got Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and
Right on top of
parties
each
and
other.
stuff going on and things and end of the year wrap ups and
Yeah, all the crappy
end
food
of
around you
quarter
all the time.
stuff, right? And so what you need to look at is, are you going to have 12 weeks of setbacks? Or are you going to have 12 weeks of
Motivation.
momentum
Right.
getting you where you need to go?
Because it's the perfect time to start all that momentum now, because it'll take effect for the new year. You're setting yourself up to succeed.
So you're going to have, 12 weeks or 3 months of wins. You're going to have all of this time under your belt. Or are you
momentum.
going to just start putting I've already heard people, I'll do that next year. Oh, I'm going to start that in January.
it's already here.
After the holidays. Oh, I'm so busy. I've got so much going on. This is, a hard season. Oh, I just want to eat all the goodies.
That's just the bullshit you tell yourself.
I don't have time for this. The kids need me. Like, whatever your excuse.
Kids need you every day.
Whatever the excuse is, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror because
Yes.
you know what your excuses are.
Right.
You know
Write those out too.
You know the lies that you're telling yourself on a continual basis for the last year, 5 years, decades, and so
Yep.
on, right?
Where are you now from 5 years then? Go back a couple years to figure out if you're at the same spot.
And most people are actually not at the same spot. They're worse off, right? Because
Yes.
every year that goes by and you keep saying, oh, I'm going to do it next year. Oh, I'm going to do it next year. Oh, I'm going to do it next year. Well, you just keep setting yourself up and you're telling yourself this. And so your mind knows they're not going to do it again. No, by January 10th, 11th, we're going to be back to how things were beforehand, right?
Watch what you tell yourself.
And so that's why at the beginning of the year, that January 1st through like January 7th, 10th, maybe the 14th, those gyms are full, right? People are sticking to it.
Yep,
And then
that's
it
when the
starts
gyms
just
make the most money.
falling off because
That's where they make the most money.
people's habits
They all sign up.
start coming back. Your old ways and your patterns that you have to change, and change can happen like this, but it
Yes.
also, you have to consciously
Right.
every day choose something over something else.
The change starts here.
And so we want to help you and equip you and move this along for you so that you're not
Yes.
waiting 3 months and putting off things that you could be doing now.
Right. Because we're
Why,
going to be talking about it.
why couldn't you right here, right now, decide, you know what? I'm going to eat
kick
better.
ass. Yep.
You know what? I'm going to read some more. You know what? I'm going to take that walk. I'm going to get in my
Yes.
steps.
I'm going to reach out to friends and family.
I'm going to have those better conversations.
better relationships.
I'm going to work on me. I'm going to, work on those business ideas that I
Yes.
had, or do those, have those difficult conversations, or whatever those are. You got to, you,
Yep.
right? You know yourself better than anyone else. However,
should.
you also know how to lie to yourself better than anybody else as well, because you do it all the time. And so Now is the opportunity for you to decide, you know what?
Yes, it can change in an instant.
I'm not putting myself off any longer.
Yes.
I'm not going to say next year when I have this moment right here, right now. This is all that we're
Perfect
promised.
time.
You don't know that you're going to get a next year. Something might happen today, tomorrow, next month that you don't even get to next year. So why are you continually putting things off that you could do right here, right now, that could start your impact, that could start a change in yourself, in
Ripple
your
effect.
family, in your community,
Yes.
and in the world in general? It's each individual.
Correct.
It's up to you to make that change.
And by saying it, by writing it, then getting it out of your head, having a plan, talking about it. We say it all the time. Talk, plan, take action. Set a plan up for you the next 90 days. Set a plan and then go backwards and figure out what you're going to do daily to get you where you need to go.
And the kicker is, it's easy to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a little more difficult to put together the plan, but you can do that too.
Yes. But
The challenge comes in the action. And it's not, that's why we say take action, but it's consistent action. If you take action today and tomorrow, next week, but then you stop the week
Couple weeks
after,
later.
and then you do it again, you're stop, start. You're never getting any traction. You're never getting any momentum behind you or wind in your sails, and so you're never going to get there. And you're going to
How
keep
about the boot in the butt?
that too.
Kick yourself
I
in
mean,
the
right
ass.
now we're having a
Kick
harder.
yourself in the ass.
We're having a harder conversation with you. It's because you need to wake up. You need to figure out, what are you doing? Why are
Time
we
flies.
at the end of another year and you keep saying coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you didn't?
Yes, we did that a long time ago.
You keep
Same
telling
thing.
yourself and lying to yourself and lying to your kids and lying to your family and to all those people around you, and they know it because you tell them what you're going to do, and then you
Yes.
never follow through.
Right, year after year.
And so if you're not willing to do what you say you're going to do, how can people know that you're going to do it this time? This time I'm going to do it. How about instead of talking, you just show them?
Right, don't even say anything. Just do the
Just do
action.
it.
And then surprise everyone.
And let them see that, okay,
She's serious or he's serious this time.
you're now actually doing what you say you're going to do. Not talking about it. You're actually, the results are showing, right? You're becoming a different person because
Yes.
you're doing different things. You're taking different actions.
Yes, your mindset's changing also.
Therefore, you're going to have a different result.
And you will. And it'll surprise the hell out of you.
And so instead of saying, after the holidays, at the beginning
Yep.
of the year, next week, next Monday, next...
Jumped right in.
Stop and say,
Yes.
now. What am I doing now? This very instant, today, to make a change, to set myself up for the person. So then when I go into next year,
You are set up nice.
I've already got wins. I've already got
the
momentum.
momentum.
I've already got traction. Everyone else is starting. I'm
Right.
already moving. I'm already,
Yes, you
3
already
months
lost
in.
that 10 pounds already.
Or you're eating better, or you're reading more, or
Or you got a different job.
you
You
started
didn't
that
like
business.
where you are. You don't like where you are and started your own business.
Maybe you decided to move. Whatever these things are, you need to do an audit of yourself.
Yes, and your happiness.
And stop lying to yourself and actually do what you say you're going to do.
Yes. Because you're going to know if you're miserable, are you just okay, or are you already happy? Which one is it going to be? Figure out where you want to be at all times. Of course, you're going to want to be happier than you are now, so take the steps to get there.
And happiness comes and goes, right? You can still get results even when you're not happy. Maybe, I'm not always happy getting up in the morning, right?
No.
But I know that's what I need to do to get the result I want to get. And ultimately, I'm going to be more of the person that I want to be because I'm doing the things I don't want to do, right? It's the people who do the things they don't want to do because they know they need to do them, not because they feel like doing them, not because in the moment they want to do them. It's because they told themselves they're going to do it because they want this end result. And by doing that, you're going to have a value of yourself that's different because you're holding yourself accountable to what you said you're going to do.
And everyone around you, because they're going to notice. Your kids are going to notice. Your family's going to notice. And then they're going to start taking steps to better themselves also. Because it's a ripple effect. And that's what happens.
So what are you going to do right here, right now, that you've already told yourself in your head, I'll do it next year? You know there's some things you already said, oh, you know what, January, that'll be a good time to start that.
Yeah,
Or, oh,
it's
yeah, you
perfect
know what,
time.
I was going to do that, but let's, we've got, all kinds of stuff coming up over the holidays. Let's just wait. Or, oh, you know what, I was gonna think about that and put some thought into it, but no, I didn't.
I have a trip.
How can you right here, right now, list out the things and then choose some of those things that you actually want to pursue? And maybe you don't have an idea of what you want. Then you need to start looking
Writing it
inwards
down.
and figuring out what it is that you do want so that you can start working towards that.
And nothing's wrong with that. It's just sit back and relax and think about it. Talk about it with your husband or wife.
And when you're going through the motions, and the reason people are so busy all the time is because they don't want to have to stop and think and say, what am I doing?
Right. Or grabbing that beer.
What do I
don't
want?
want to sit still. I just want to watch something and veg out.
And there's so many distractions that can keep you from actually figuring out what you want. You can watch the TV, you can go on your phone, you can, hang out over here, you can do this. Like there's so many incoming things that if you don't push those things off and say, nope, you know what?
This time is for me.
I'm going to figure myself out right now. I'm going to figure out what I want. I'm going to,
what you really want.
start listening to myself and not what I think other people think I should want.
Right.
What I
you want.
actually want.
See?
And sometimes you've got to peel the onion
that's a
layers
big
back.
step.
Because
that's somebody else's thought. That's somebody else's. That's a kid's thought.
it's like, why am I doing, who am I? And why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And what do I
don't
want
wanna do.
And sometimes
Right.
you get those superficial answers, right? You got to dig
Yeah, the
deeper.
bullshit ones.
You've got to get
Yeah.
actually to the heart of it. And maybe, you need to sit in that uncomfortableness for a while to
Yes,
feel
until you
what that
figure it out.
is so that you can figure it out. But you got to give yourself the space and the time and the clarity to be able to do so. Because if you're constantly taking incoming all the time, you don't have to think at all.
No.
You're just going through the motions.
through the
Busy,
motions.
busy, busy,
Yep.
busy, busy. When you talk to someone,
Yep.
just
Oh,
so
I'm just busy.
I'm busy.
Right.
We're
Yep,
busy.
that's it.
That's the word. Busy, busy,
Busy,
busy.
busy.
How are you? Oh, just so busy. Right. I mean, you probably could. What other
And
response
that's
do you get?
such the worst answer.
It's
ever.
just a thing to say. It's like a
the
badge
worst.
of honor to. I'm busy. No,
Yeah,
are you being
you're busy
productive?
wasting time.
Are you doing the things that you want to do? Are you
Right.
doing the things you said you were going to do?
Is it getting you closer to
is
where
the
you want to go?
Busyness getting you to the end result. If not, you need to let go of being busy and start being
Yes.
productive. Start
Yes.
being strategic
Focused.
and focused. Because busy
Isn't going to help you.
is not getting you where you want to go. Busy is just spinning your wheels. Busy just going around and
In
around circles.
place.
Right.
In
You're going
place.
nowhere. Right? You're just throwing up a bunch of
Yep,
mud.
yep,
You're just like getting
yep,
yourself all
splatter.
there. It's a mess. And yet you've got to dig yourself out of that too. And you've got to get up enough that you
The
get some
muck.
fresh air and a different perspective, and you can look around and say,
Yep.
okay, well,
Or
here
a
I am
different
now.
atmosphere. Go out and take a walk daily to figure it out.
And that's one of the reasons
Quiet
I like
time.
the walk in the morning that we do, is because it is a time to disconnect. It is a time to get some clarity. It is a time to, get your body moving while your mind's
Yes.
moving, and kind of flush out some ideas. And it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. It's a time to be able to do that. And so instead of just going through the motions and every single day doing the exact same thing that's not getting you where you want to go,
No.
you need to do something different to get a different result. And
Yes.
so if you're continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again, and
Yes.
you're not liking what you're getting, then you need to stop doing that.
Right. And it could be just losing some pounds. But you have to take the next step on doing that, not just sitting down and not doing anything. You have to take the action to take a walk. Start with a walk. And then maybe a little jog for 10 seconds, 5 seconds. The stairs. Get a watch. Know how many, or use your phone. Know how many steps you're doing a day. We make sure we get over 10 every day. 10,000, not 10 steps.
And this is unique to you. No one else can help you with this, because this is what you want. Now, if you're married or you have a spouse, then yes, you need to have a conversation with them. But at the end of the day, you need to first have a conversation with yourself, and they need to have one with themselves, so that way you come to the table together with kind of what you both are wanting to do, so that you can work on that and then have your joint that you're doing as well. But each person, even when you're in a relationship, you still have to work on you. You still have to know what you want so that you can bring your best self to that relationship.
Yes.
So that you can bring what you're wanting, so that you're not just going after what the other person wants or what you think that they want, because this is what you guys talked about. You're different people, right? So you grow and change and evolve.
Yes.
Well, your plans or your thoughts should grow and change and evolve as well.
Right. And during that time, you can tell them what you really want. This is what I want, and this is what I don't want anymore. So they have an idea also. Because if you don't tell them, they're not going to know.
And this is not, people cannot read your mind. People don't know what your thoughts are. You need to tell them. But before you can do that,
it has to come out of here.
You have to get clear on what you want. And when we talk to people, most of the time, they don't know what the heck they want.
No.
They know what they've done. They know what they're doing. They know a lot of times what they don't want.
Right. They took that one step, that one time.
And they fell flat on their face. And so they said, well, I don't want to
So
do that
I'm not
anymore. That
doing
hurt.
that again.
Right?
Nope.
It's like, no, you've got to continue. Just like, think about it. When you have a baby and that baby's learning to crawl, right? They're constantly,
Yep, they're going to fall a lot.
right? Or when they're learning to walk, they're wobbling.
And they're holding on to somebody.
What are you doing? Like, you're encouraging, keep going. They fall back down. And then they get back up and they do it again. Same thing for you. You keep falling down and you keep getting back up.
Again.
And you're wobbling, you're not sure, and you're unsteady. You keep getting back up. And you fall down again. It's like, okay, eventually you're going to start taking some strides, right? You're going to start taking some steps. You're going to start getting some balance in that. You're going to start,
and momentum
and then you
going.
can start moving. And nowadays you get up and you don't even think about putting your feet in front of one in front of the other and going,
right?
You're
going to start running.
So it's about you getting clear, but being okay with setback, being okay with challenges, being okay with falling down and getting back up.
Each time.
Because each time you're learning something from that.
And you know what not to do next time.
And the main thing is, what did you learn last year and the year before and the year before and the year before? That's going to be what you can learn from to make this end of this year different, right? It's like
you're already smarter.
The challenges are going to get harder and harder until you learn them. So if you know that what you've been doing in the past has not served you, how is that going to be any different doing the exact same thing at the end of this year than what you've done before?
You're going to do it a little differently first, so to make sure you can take that path.
And so, no, if you hear, oh, I'm going to do, nope, no, I'm not. Why? No. I'm doing it now. What can I do right here, right now? I'm going to put, nope, oh, I'm so busy. What are you busy doing? Audit. Okay, well, you know what? I'm actually not busy. I'm just wasting time. Okay, so start being honest and truthful with yourself.
All your time.
And constantly audit and see, why is it you're putting something off?
Yeah, are you scared of that thing?
Are you afraid? Are you not sure what to do? Do you not know what to do? Are you not? So you've got to figure out what is it that you're pushing it off for and address that so that you can start moving forward now. And then when we're talking to you next year, at the beginning of the year, Happy New Year, right? You can start saying, well, you know what? 3 months ago, I listened to this, and now I'm 3 months further ahead than where I would have been if I just started now.
Correct.
And even how many times would you have fallen down between then, or how many times would you have pivoted or changed and gotten some
I'm excited for you. Getting chills.
And so that is today's conversation, is that you need to have a conversation with yourself. And figure out, what do you want? What are you doing? How can you start working on that now? Why are you putting things off until next year? What is it you've done in the past? How are you going to do things differently now? And then start doing them. Again, you're talking about it.
Don't be afraid.
You're going to put together that plan.
Don't be afraid.
Gotta take consistent action. In the face of the fear. In the face of the unknown. In the face of the challenges.
Because you can get through it.
You still go.
You can get through it.
You still move. No matter what's going on.
And you have support from us, because we're going to support you.
And no matter what's going on in the world, right? There's a lot of this going on right now.
Right.
Focus. Go inward. Focus on what you can do. Control the controllables.
Get rid of all that shit.
You can only control what you do. No one else. So work on getting yourself to be the best version that you can be of yourself, for your family, for what you say you're going to do. So when you go into next year and you start looking at 2024, you already are moving. You're grooving. You're already got some momentum going because you didn't wait.
It's going to be your year because you're already ahead of the steps.
So don't just listen to the next episode. Don't just jump to something else.
Nope. Go back and listen if you need to.
Right now, you've got to get clarity on you. You have to get clarity on who you are, where you're going, what you want, what you're doing, and how you're going to get there.
Yes.
So stop this. right now.
Get the writing.
Get some quiet space. Get out a piece of paper. Start figuring out you and who you are and what you want. And then start figuring out how you're going to get there. And the most important step is start taking the actions consistently.
Yes,
and
non-stop.
you'll look back and you'll say, you know what? That's
Yes.
the episode that changed my life. That's
Whoop,
the
whoop.
episode
Yes.
that made a click and a shift. Why am I putting the stuff off
Yes.
that I can do now?
I figured it out.
It's simple, and yet it's not, right? It's little simplicities
Yeah, it's
that
a
make the
little
big
complicated.
difference.
But remember, it's all in here.
So what you believe to be true is true for you.
Mm-hmm.
So figure out who you are and believe it. Figure
Yes.
out what you want and believe that you can get it. And then start putting together the steps and start taking the actions to
Yes.
get there. And guess what? You will become that person over
Yes.
the course of
And
time
You're going to be proud of yourself.
of getting where you want to go. Start creating
Yes.
those wins for yourself. Start getting that momentum, and then start feeling what it feels like to keep the commitments that you make to yourself, and then make more of them.
And then everybody else is going to be so proud of you.
And guess what? Even if they're not, who gives a shit?
Yep.
Even if no one's in
Do
your
it.
corner cheering for you,
You'll show
know
them.
that you're doing what you need
will
to be
show
doing.
them.
So it doesn't matter if you have a huge cheerleading section or if you've got a big boo, whatever.
Yes. Take power from those boos. Take
You
power.
keep going because you know that's where you want to go. That's what you want to do. That's what you're going to do. That's the commitment
Yes.
that you've made to yourself.
Thank you so much for being here. And
So-
make sure you give us 5 stars. And please share this episode.
Yep. Let other people know. There's probably some other people that you know that need to hear this as well.
Yes,
So
please share.
share this out with them so that we can help them, so we can all go into the next year being our best selves and not waiting until, the clock strikes midnight to work on
Yes.
that. All right, guys, we love you. We will talk to you
Take
again
care.
soon. Have an
Bye-bye.
awesome day. Bye.